Welcome back, Star Wars Racing Incorporated. Time for a shop update. Got my Jesse Prater Motorsports hat. Got long hair right now, so don't look too good, so throw in a hat. It's Sunday. It's Daytona Rolex 24 Sunday. Just watched this morning's. Looking good there. We'll be back to watch the rest of it later. Unfortunately, we got to get to work, So we'll put it on here in the garage, so we can hear it and follow along a little bit. But we got to keep going, because we'll be back on the track in 2 weeks. So we've got the SCCA Central Florida Region Cabin Fever coming up. So we actually wanted to do some FADA this weekend, but for myself, I think I was going to do the Spec Miata Seniors division, but got to get this car ready for SCCA. So unfortunately, our last event, Darth Maul had an issue. The differential just kind of locked up, and man, it just kind of exploded, and just damaged all kinds of stuff back here. We had to damage the tank. Here's the tank on the side here. Underneath it, the shaft came off, and I mean, it was just a mess. So we had to replace everything back here: differential, axles, fuel tank, differential, of course. So yeah, we're on the way back here. Had to, obviously, to get the tank out, you had to get everything off. You have to get all the stuff out, subframe out. But at this point, we're back. So everything's back in, new fuel tank. Everything's reconnected, looking good here. You can see some of the gray from the nice, good-looking new fuel tank. The old fuel tank is good, so we're just gonna repair it. So it's just got a small hole. So we'll just get some welding done and just get it. And we'll have a beautiful, nice-looking fuel tank as a backup now. That's a good thing. When something break, you get to, you get to buy new parts. We had differentials in-house. We had transmissions in-house. So I have bought some new axles for the 88 project. So we went ahead and use them here. So we're looking good. Today we're final assembly. I want to do a video because obviously the transmission also got hit back here in the tail. This is the transmission already out. So the transmission got hit because the shaft obviously got pulled out and things started moving around. So it kind of got cracked here and it got hit. So this is supposed to be round. So now it's got one side that got hit on. So I'm gonna need a new tail here. The gear was okay. Everything is okay. But yeah, here the tail, I'm gonna need a new tail for this transmission. Here we have more transmissions. This one's also these are good backups, right? Working transmissions. But we went ahead with this one here. This one we recently bought. And it's been reviewed and gone through, so looking good. But yeah, the thing about this project is that as I'm going through it, or not just going through the actual things that went wrong. So here, of course, I have to pull the transmission out. But as I go through that, then I'm double checking other things, right? So one thing was the clutch. This is the old clutch. We already pulled out the old clutch. This is the box for the new one. New one's already in. But yeah, look at the clutch. It was working pretty good. But yeah, look at that. Had a little damage on the disc here. It was getting thin for sure as well, right? So definitely it was time to get the new disc or pressure plate, whatever these things are called. But definitely you can see the damage there. Hopefully I can't see too good as I'm wearing my glasses. But then look on this other side as well, right? So it had damage on there and there. So definitely gonna order this replacement, so we can, again, as soon as something breaks, you got to get the replacement, because next thing you know, you'll need one. You need to have it ready to go. So tonight we'll order this pressure plate for this clutch. The other one's already in. We also got a new slate cylinder for the clutch. You know, those are the kind of things as preventative maintenance, right? You just throw in parts in there, change whatever you feels like it's older, just go ahead and change it. Same thing here. We're gonna throw in the new release bearing for this transmission. You know, anything you can do to bulletproof the car, then you do it, right? That's the tip of the day. Tip of the day, baby. So yeah, we're getting ready to we're gonna do that. We'll throw a transmission back in. I was gonna show you a couple more things. This shaft is ready to go. Again, prep work. This was already ready to go from before. Save me some time now. But yeah, we got a new new shifter boot and lower seal ready to go. Put those in as well. So yeah, no, you know, those are the things that happen in racing. Sometimes you have incidents and you got to be ready. You have to be ready to fix things. You know, you got to have the parts. You got to be ready to go, especially if you have several cars, right? And that's the good thing about the Miatas is, you know, the parts are more or less interchangeable, and all the 3 cars that we have. So, you know, as I buy spares, they fit the cars pretty good. There are some variances in the car, slight things. Some of the brakes are different. Some of the axles are different. The diffs were different, but for the most part, you know, again, you can interchange things. So here's the pile of gear oil for the transmission and also for the diff. So we're ready to go. It's more like 2.5 and 1.5, right? Between the transmission, it's a little bit over 2 quarts, and then the diff is a little bit over 1 quart. Plus we throw in a little bit oil stabilizer, half a bottle in each, and we're ready to go. Then after that, we'll just clean up the car, give it a beautiful car wash, and it's rock and roll, baby. And this car will be ready for the Sebring SCCA Cabin Fever at the beginning of January. If you haven't signed up, make sure you do so. Here's some of the last events that we did. This car did the Turkey Trot. Yeah, Turkey Trot. And then we did the majors here at Homestead. It's where the car had the differential failure. Yeah, that thing I just destroyed. So, but thankfully, again, that's another tip of the day. You know, you're gonna get a race car. Get a race car that it's, you know, sort of current, and there's a lot of parts available, right? It's important. 'Cause if you buy an oldie but goodie, man, sometimes the parts are hard to get, right? So, but anyways, we'll get back to it. We'll put in the 24 hours here, the last couple hours, and we'll finish this car. You know, we'll get the tranny in, drive shaft, rear end, put the roof back on, go through the gears, make sure we test the gears, and then that's it. We'll pull it back, give it a car wash, and then we'll bring in Kylo Ren just to do some regular maintenance. Kylo Ren was fantastic at Homestead Majors, and I used it at the Sebring Majors, and didn't skip a beat. Didn't skip a beat at all. But yeah, well, we're gonna replace a shock, a right front shock, to make sure there's even with the left one, because the car is pretty wicked under braking. You know, we'll just go with maintenance. But yeah, the car didn't skip a beat. The new header was beautiful, so we're looking good. I just went ahead and started Project 88. Also fired right back up. We'll get back to it after we get back from the cabin fever. So yeah, that's what's going on here. Let's get busy. Hope this is helpful for some of you guys who are new to racing. You know, that's definitely, you gotta be ready with your spare parts, gotta be ready to fix your cars, because even, you know, a car like this one, you know, Darth Maul, it's been reliable all along. You know, all of a sudden something could suddenly just break, you know, and you gotta be ready to fix it. We couldn't fix it at the track, that's for sure, because it wasn't just the diff. You know, the diff, you know, kind of went nuts and took out the shaft and all kinds of stuff, right? So But Diff, it would have been just the Diff. We could have replaced the Diff and rock and roll, right? So, but that's how it is. That's how racing is. But yeah, we're getting ready. This car will be ready today. We'll work on Kylo just to make sure he's ready to go in case we need him for Sebring, for the cabin fever. And then after that, we got the SCCA driver school coming up at Roblin Road. So if you haven't signed up for that, if you need your license, yeah, it's a good time to go to that, right? Get your license and get yourself into racing. If you have any more questions, you can go to scca.com. Also, CDiff, Southeast Division, SCCA, has a lot of info on the upcoming schedule for this year. But yeah, that's a driver school at Roblin coming up at late February. So you can reach out to me. We're going. We're definitely going. So we're going one car so far, but somebody calls in, needs a second car, we'll take 2 cars. That's what's going on here. Let's get back to work and let's finish the Rolex 24. Stay healthy, stay safe. Star Wars Racing. Corporate.